Kenny Wallace. Wallace looking for his first win this year. In row 4, it's Roland and Rodney Coombs. Second start here. Going to row 5, Johnny Rumley and Stevie Reeves. Row 6 is Dirk Stevens, and Chad Little is going to go as far as he can, broken shoulder and broken leg. In row 7, Randy LaJoy from Norwalk, Connecticut, and the great Tommy Ellis from Virginia. In row 8, it's Larry Pearson, the former Grand National champion, and Dale Williams. In row 9, for today's race, Hermie Sadler's there, well up in the points and ready to strike again for victory. Doug Heveron from up in the Northeast alongside. Dennis Setzer, and anybody named Setzer can usually drive a car. It's Dennis Setzer on the inside, and Robert Presley alongside. In row 11, Mike Magic Shoes McLaughlin ready to go to work with Randy Porter. In row 12, Dave Resendez and Tracy Leslie. In row 13 for this 250-lap race, Johnny Benson's there, the former ASA great, and Tim Fedwell. In row 14, Nick Butke and Bobby Dotter out of Chicago, Illinois. He, too, injured, but going to make the start and try to stay up in the points. For row 15, it's Robbie Reeser and young Clay Brown out of Florida. Shauna Robinson is qualified in the 16th row, and Chad Cheffin is alongside. For row 17, Kevin LePage is a provisional starter from Shelburne, Vermont, and Tommy Houston's back there in the provisional position as well. Among those who did not make the field, George Crenshaw, Eddie Goodson, Mike Skinner, Mike Garvey, Chris Diamond, not making this start. Great crowd. I think this is one of the best crowds they've ever had for this program on a Saturday since they went to 250 laps here at Myrtle Beach.
Well, Ken, one thing you can count on, when you come to Myrtle Beach, these people know they're in for one of the best races of the whole short track season, and it's fun for these people to come out here and be a part of it, and we're glad to be able to bring it to them on TNN.
And, of course, Buddy Baker's part of Myrtle Beach from the very beginning. Boy, can he tell you stories about racing here, and we'll get to those later. Right now, let's get with Randy.
Well, Jeff Green in the reserve role tonight. You're going to step in from Chad Little. We've had some injuries out here this year. I know you're glad to step in and help, and you're getting into a good race car.
Yeah, it's a wonderful race car. These guys have really worked hard for me, and hopefully we can do a good job for them. We've got to come a long way back, but if any place I'd rather do it, be here. So we're looking for a good night. Just nothing freak happens here on the switching drivers, you know, we'll be okay. So I'm looking forward to tonight.
Did you set the car up mostly, or did Chad do it?
No, I did all the practices and qualified it, and the car's really working good. And just, you know, like I say, if nothing happens here early, we'll be in good shape.
Good luck, Jeff.
Thanks.
That's Jeff Green for Chad Little. There's the 57, the Budget Gourmet car on the pole. And let's go inside with Jason Keller as he gets ready to slam it around this 5/8 mile track for 134.5 miles he hopes. There's the in-car look from Jason Keller and out the right window on the Budget Gourmet car. Alongside that very good-looking car from the Bobby Labonte Racing Stables with David Green at that keyboard. One lap and they'll be racing. Now you're back with car number 38. And any regular Grand National fan knows this is Elton Sawyer, the Ford Credit car, giving you these shots. Let's hope Elton, starting fourth, has a great run.
Well, Elton thought he had it made. He qualified last night in the shade and everything and had a really super time, but he got beat right near the end of qualifying today in the sunshine, so it's going to be a great race here.
Looking back from out under a sneak peek from under the fuel cell there. That could get real interesting on this 5/8 mile track. They do beat them up here, don't they, Bud?
Oh, yeah, that's part of short track racing. You use a little nerfing, a little strategy, but you have to be real careful not to tear the car up to the point it won't drive well.
So we're settling down for a start. Tire rule, one per position, 4 tires. If they flat spot them all the way around, then it's in the hands of the NASCAR inspector on pit road. Here we go, about 25 miles per hour tonight, down pit road, ready for the start, and we're racing live, Busch Grand National at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Well, Jason Keller got a nice start there. He's about 2 car lengths ahead of the 44 car, David Green, going down the back straightaway.
Nice clean start. You see the black number 8 of Kenny Wallace, rim riding high side up there in 5th position, trying for 4th and not making that spot.
Well, Ken, that's one good thing about Myrtle Beach. You can run pretty fast on the outside. You see this dark rim right around the top part of the 8 car there. That is the preferred groove around this racetrack.
Kenny Wallace shooting down the back straightaway and trying to pick up position to close into 4th and challenge Ricky Craven. Got it.
That was really a good move there. Kenny Wallace just put on Elton Sawyer. He told us that he's going to do the Pocono race with us tomorrow. He said we're going to have to stay and tear his car down. He's going to win this thing, so we'll see what kind of prophet he is.
Thanks a lot. Take a look further back in the field. It's Roy Payne, Donnie Allison prepared car, working with Rodney Combs in the 43.
Well, Rodney Combs has been one of the fastest cars in practice. He really runs that low line. He gets off the corner super good. You'll see him close up on Roy Payne here. Well, just as I said, that Roy Payne put about a 4-hole shot on him coming out of there, but he's running quite well. The 41 car you see right behind the French's Mustard car there, that's Rumley, the guy that won at Hickory last year. He's tremendous talent on a flat racetrack, and right behind him is Randy LaJoie moving up on the inside.
Randy LaJoie, those drivers from up in the Northeast seem to have a problem qualifying, buddy, but once the race starts, they really get up in this thing. Of course, Craven's been here a couple of years.
You told me they don't do much qualifying up there. They have to run practice races and stuff like that to qualify. Heat races. Yep. I ought to know that. I've been around since rocks.
All right, we're through the first 5 without a caution. Going down on the inside, making the charge under Johnny Rumley, who won at Hickory last year, that yellow and green car, and Randy LaJoie.
Well, every race we've been to this year, Randy LaJoie has done pretty much the same thing. He qualifies pretty far back, and then he comes right up to the front as the race goes on. He's a tremendous race car driver. You see him inching up on Rodney Combs there. He's trying to figure out whether he wants to go the high side or low side. Now we're going back to the lead cars here. Ricky Craven's under green going down the back straightaway.
Yeah, there's Craven making a shot for second place. Ricky Craven, the point leader, is there, and with him is coming Kenny Wallace on the bottom side out of turn 4.
Well, if he keeps driving like that, we will be staying to watch him tear it down. He's really got that thing on the move here.
Look at Kenny Wallace hugging the inside about 4 feet down below the white line, which is where they've now made the line on this track.
I don't think there's any more competitive race in the United States today than the Busch Grand National Circuit. I really enjoy covering these things. These guys race like it's the last lap every lap out there.
Watch as Elton Sawyer battles with David Green. That's Elton Sawyer in the 38, the white car on the inside, the number 44, right along. Hey, this is live on a Saturday night. We're in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They race this track every Saturday night. But this is special. And, of course, tomorrow, live on TNN, Pocono, Pennsylvania. Wallace is on the pole. Don't miss it.
That right side doggy cam wants to draw his leg up there. That 44 is getting a little close on that right rear quarter panel.
Now look at Bound, hugging the inside right on the grass, pulls it out and gets a spot. Let's review the front of the field for you as they come by. Staying up on the point, it remains number 57, Jason Keller, youngest driver in the field. Ricky Craven's right there in second place. Kenny Wallace is in third. Then it's Elton Sawyer in fourth. And Jim Bound has come into fifth position.
Yeah, Jim Bound's been a real threat all weekend. He's run super good, and he's this kind of racetrack. He really runs well on it. Just behind him is terrible Tommy Ellis. And when they give him that name, it's because he is one of the fiercest competitors that's ever been on the racetrack.
Now, look at this battle back here. Here's LaJoie all over the back of the number 27, Roy Payne. Now, that's a battle for 7th. In the 6th position, just in front of him is that number 44 car. And that's David Green, but this is the struggle for 7th. There you see the 27 trying to hold the spot. Roy Payne, remember that great 4th place finish he had at Charlotte?
Yeah, you see Randy LaJoie. He just went to the outside there. This is Larry Pearson and Hermie Sadler going into turn 3 here. Pearson seems to be getting a real good grip below the white line down in the corner. He's really getting through there low and fast.
Sadler taking over in 9th, Pearson dropping to 10th. 14 laps complete. Green all the way. 17 cautions marked the most at this track. So far, caution-free. Oh, that's all it took. I'll never say that again. 2 cars bouncing off the back wall, and they're back underway, and they're not going to throw green. You saw the 9 car. That's a Nathan Butke.
We can laugh because it wasn't real serious, but every time we talk on TNN about a caution flag, we usually get one, so we're not going to do that anymore for a little while.
You see, folks, Baker is all primed to get up there to Pocono tomorrow. You see that great battle, which you'll be seeing.
Whoa, we got a spin
one
on
now.
back straightaway.
Turn 2.
That's Dale Williams. He had a pretty bad time in Nazareth, Pennsylvania not long ago. As Mike Joy said, he hit everything but the lottery up there.
Well, he had a little trouble in qualifying, but he made the field, but it was a wild ride.
Well, he's a tremendous race car driver. He just got himself in a lot of bad positions up there, but he's back underway now, and we'll go back up and see what's happening up front.
And guess what? He was able to get himself righted, and they keep it right on moving. So still without a caution, buddy. Thought that might have brought it out, because he scooted that thing around 360 degrees.
Yeah, Jason Keller is really running a super race right now. He's got his car under super control on the bottom of the racetrack. You see Craven sitting there. He's not really gaining anything right at the moment. One pit stop, though, and everybody adjusts on their cars, and that can change the whole complexion of the race.
Greenville, South Carolina's Jason Keller stays in first place in the Budget Gourmet Chevrolet. Ricky Craven trying to chase him down.
You see Kenny Wallace moving in on Craven there in second. This is a race for second right now. That's going to be a tremendous battle because these two guys don't give any quarters in racing.
And as they get in that little tussle, trying to get away, is Jason Keller. Keller has him covered, and Keller's going to the lap cars just in front of this pair, battling for second, the 2 and the 8.
Well, that's the thing, you know, we've had rain here, and a lot of people need to adjust on these cars because they hadn't had the practice they needed yesterday, and I think you're going to see a whole new set of people after we make our first pit stop, and everybody gets to adjust these cars to slick conditions.
Take a look right here at Tommy Ellis. Tommy Ellis, the guy they used to call Terrible Tommy. He hated it, but I'll tell you, I loved it. And I loved the way he always drove because you were guaranteed you got a show no matter where you were. South Boston, Richmond, anywhere around any track, he'd give you a great run. And he moved to 8th position. Got a car spinning back straight away. Looping is the 27 car, Roy Payne. And there's a car down on the inside as well. That's going to bring out...
That's Speedway on the inside. He's right in and going again. Roy Payne just backed her right up in the wall there. I don't know what happened. We'll probably see it on the replay, though.
He bumped that one up pretty good. Take a look at the back end on it as he wheels around. Roy Payne right in behind Shauna Robinson there for the moment.
Yeah, that thing's got a little more rear spoiler than you like to have on a half-mile racetrack right there. It's kind of left the trunk up in the air there, and the quarter panel's mashed over. It's going to be tough to get gas in that car now because it has moved the filler neck on the car.
Softer springs won't help either.
Okay, here we go out of the corner here. Well, he looked like he might have had just a little bit of help from Rodney Combs there. Not a whole bunch. It certainly wasn't anything on purpose, but when they touch in that particular part on the racetrack, you see Hermie Sadler just got collected in that mess.
Hermie took a real clout. Hermie Sadler's number 25. And there's Fedwa down to the inside. 75 car. Doug Heverin got a piece of that,
yeah,
too.
That's kind of everybody just getting in a toss there and getting thrown to the inside.
So we're under caution for the first time with 23 laps completed, 250 to be run. In the Carolina Pride, Budweiser 250 on TNN.
In New Britain, Connecticut, people don't need a Wall Street genius to tell them where to put their money. After all, New Britain is the home of Stanley. And even a modest investment in Stanley tools, painting equipment, doors, and hardware can pay handsome dividends down the road. So before you sink a nickel in municipal bonds or soybean futures, how about a new Stanley garage door?
Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, it's my new Wagner power painter.
Well, can you edge with it?
Yeah, you can edge like this or adjust it to control the paint up close. And when I'm done, I'm going to switch nozzles and stain my deck. Do a lot of other jobs I've been meaning to do.
Well, does it clean up easy?
Yeah, it's quicker than you think.
Why am I painting this by hand?
Good question. Get a Wagner.
Lots of gasolines talk performance, but no gasoline delivers it to more drivers than Shell. Shell, the world's best-selling gasoline.
from Little Caesars. 2 pizzas for $8.98, plus a free 8-piece order of Crazy Bread and a free 32-ounce Coke Classic. It's enough food to make a family meal into a party.
Sunday on TNN Motorsports.
Pocono International Raceway. The Winston Cup points race is on, and TNN takes you there. Ernie Irvin's on a mission, but an intimidating figure stands in his way. Buckle up, race fans. This one's going to the wire. The UAW GM Teamwork 500, 12 noon, 11 Central.
And it's only on TNN Motorsports, where it's fast and furious.
We're back with you at Myrtle Beach. That original Sears Die Hard starting grid still has the same man on the pole. And let's see if he's going to be able to stay there with Jason Keller. As you watch, this was moments ago as Chad Little came in to change seats with Jeff Green. Chad, of course, with a broken leg and a broken shoulder from that crash at Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, here was the change made by Bobby Dotter in the 08.
This has to be the most horrible time for these guys. In the car itself is not too bad, but getting out of that thing, that really hurts when people start tugging on you so you don't lose the lap.
Coming down to get green once again, Tom Peck now in for Bobby Dotter, and as they come to the stripe, the leader is Keller. Ricky Craven is in second, Kenny Wallace in third as they reel him out. In that fourth spot where he started, Elton Sawyer right there.
Boy, oh boy, that's Shauna Robinson caught on the outside there, and everybody trying to put her a lap down.
In doing so.
Randy LaJoy is on a steady march toward the front, but he's got a lot of company there. He's got Tommy Ellis right on his rear bumper coming out of the corner. .34 cars out of 5. Oh, 59 gets looped. Big spin for Dennis Setzer. Looks like he and Larry Pearson got together just a little bit. And like I say, on that part of the racetrack, the center part of the corner is where you're trying to line it up, come off on the throttle to get hit the straightaway. And this real light right in that area will turn you right around.
Alliance trucking car for Dennis Setzer. He's going back to school this week, buddy. Going to get himself some time in a road racing course. They get ready for Watkins Glen, which you'll be doing up at Watkins Glen, New York in a couple of weeks.
I guarantee
on Saturday.
You. I can't wait. That's going to be exciting to watch also.
Let's go pit side. There's the 23. As you know, Jeff Green is now in it. The driver that was in it, driving hurt to get this race underway, is standing by with Red.
Chad Little, you guys are getting good at the driver change. Both you and Bobby Dotter got in and out without losing a lap. Good job.
Yeah, that's not too bad at a short track like this. And we practiced a couple times, and you know, Jeff did a good job, and so hopefully we'll be able to just ride it out now. It's not the kind of practice that I like to do, driver changes, but the car was a little bit tight to me out there, so I'm not sure how to feel to him, but you know, every driver's a little bit different, but we'll just have to hope for the best, and a lot can happen a little track like this, you know that, so let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope for a good day.
Quickly, how are you feeling?
Oh, I feel all right. It's just, you know, to be honest with you, I just can't muscle the car around, you know, and I know a lot of it's up here, but you know, when you got something bothering you physically, your mind's not in it 110%, and you just really got to be focused out there, and I just don't feel like I'm doing the team and the sponsor justice by being injured and trying to limp around out there, you know, and we got a good driver out there now, and we made a good driver change, so just have to hope for the best.
Well, he's definitely doing this team justice, driving the first few laps with a broken shoulder and a broken leg.
Getting set on a restart. Let's look at the incident which brought out this second caution of the day, caution number 2.
Okay, you see him coming in the corner. Larry Pearson just got into the left rear corner of Dennis Setzer there. I tell you, he was lucky. Ooh, Dirk Stevens just did miss him on the right side there.
They say that Jimmy Bound's car is blowing oil, and they're really putting the old scrutineer's glance on that car as we get back underway. This is lap 33.
You see Ricky Craven. He didn't get a real good jump there. Jason Keller jumped him about 5 car lengths.
Let's take a review as they come down through on those top positions. There you see Jason Keller, who took the pole, hasn't given it up yet. Craven's in second. Kenny Wallace is in third. And riding in the fourth spot is Elton Sawyer. Bound stays fifth, hanging on the bottom. Right with him in the sixth spot comes David Green. And Up comes into 7th spot Randy LaJoy, and back there in 8th is Tommy Ellis. Rodney Combs rides 9th on the field, and the 10th position is Johnny Rumley.
We're really going to see who's got the muscle after they run 10 or 15 laps and get these tires really oily and all. Then you're going to find out who has the muscle. On these restarts, everybody gets their tires cool again, and they kind of run about the same speed, but better chassis and all will show later on.
Let's review a little further back, buddy. Tracy Leslie is back in 12th. Just in front of him in 11th is Robert Presley. Robert Presley is in 11th. Then Larry Pearson comes into the picture now in 12th, and Tracy Leslie goes back to 13th. Up in front, sliding high, bound on that yellow car, and down to the inside. Here you see the 44, David Green, moving through.
Boy, Randall LaJoy passed 2 cars there that are really good race cars right on the bottom. That car is hooked up. He's working on Green coming out on the back straightaway. Look at this car accelerate down the back straightaway.
Randy LaJoy putting the heat on the Bobby Labonte car. David Green driving number 44. Down to the inside comes LaJoy. What a disappointing season so far. What are you going to do to turn things around out there, Randy?
I think the second half of the year, we're going to gel a lot better because we got a new car built. And since we've had this new car, it's been fast. We're going to get a couple breaks, and we'll be okay.
For the lead, Craven on the inside. Jason Keller on the outside, new leader. The DuPont car number 2. Ricky Craven going for win 3.
Ken, that's what I was telling you. These long green flag runs, when they get 15, 20 laps in, Ricky Craven really understands his chassis. As you well know, up north, they run a lot of racetracks, very similar to Myrtle Beach, and he knows what it's going to take later on in the race to really get going. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him start walking away.
First time he's led here at Myrtle Beach Speedway since '92. He had 13 laps that year. Here's Craven out in front by not by much over Jason Keller.
Something's happened to Kenny Wallace. He's lost about 4 or 5 positions. You see right now, Randy LaJoy's got by him. Tommy Ellis is going by. I don't know whether he's lost the handle or if they're having some kind of mechanical problems, but he's definitely dropping back through the field now.
Well, tires take an awful beating on this track, buddy. They really chew them up.
Well, the big thing is when you get back in the throttle, you have to come into the throttle real easy or you light the rear tires up. That's why I was never too hot on these short tracks. I'd keep the rear wheel spinning all the way down the straightaway.
Kenny Wallace has fallen into 6th position, and he's about to be grabbed by David Green. Meanwhile, in front, look at Craven, former winner of the Oxford 250, hanging right in there and staying right with him.
Yeah, Nelson Sawyer starting to move up into this 2-car battle for the lead right here. You see him coming in the frame there. He's right on the bottom of the racetrack. He's real smooth on the... Most guys that run Richmond, South Boston quite a bit know how to really drive a race car in slick conditions.
Look at Tommy Ellis. He has come to 5th spot on a roll, and he's closing up on LaJoy. We've got a bundle of them up in front. You're watching it live on TNN. Stay with us for the Carolina Pride Budweiser 250. It's the prelude to tomorrow's 500-miler at Pocono, PA.
Racing legend Richard Petty gave us an incredible challenge to try and start his toys.
All my toys.
All at once with a single diehard. So we hooked up all 9 engines, and the diehard started every one.
All at the same time.
But would it still have the power to start this big toy? Sears diehard. More power when you need it most.
Steve Thomas is thinking about the perfect cheese for Wendy's new chicken sandwich.
So I'm thinking mozzarella. Really? My first choice would be Munster.
It had to have just the right flavor.
How about Camembert? Over mozzarella? No way.
Dave,
think Gouda.
And it had to be delicious. Introducing Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme. A whole breast filet cooked golden brown. Mozzarella and a creamy Parmesan sauce.
Still thinking Gouda? Not anymore.
This is the perfect time to try my new Polaroid Captiva.
Hey, where's the picture? There's no picture? How can it be a Polaroid camera if there's no picture?
The Polaroid Captiva. The pictures stay in till you take them out.
Maybe if you shake it.
Yeah, shake the camera.
Athlete's foot is a predator. To cure it all, you've got to kill it all.
Introducing Lotrimin AF spray and powder. Full prescription strength medicine that kills all causes of athlete's foot. New forms, same killer results. Lotrimin AF, the killer cure.
This summer, get ready to roll at Napa, the place more people rely on to keep their vehicles running and to help them save. Your choice, AC or Autolite resistor spark plugs, 74 cents after rebate. Napa Silver oil filters are as low as $1.99. And spruce up for summer with Colorline spray paints, just $1.29 per can. So stop by your nearest Napa Auto Parts store today and get ready to roll.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Carolina Pride Budweiser 250 on TNN is brought to you by Napa. We keep America running.
50 laps complete, 200 to go, and it's wheel to wheel for the lead. Look at this struggle. Craven is getting past Elton Sawyer, who led last at Nazareth. Finished second to Ricky Craven this year. Goes right underneath him.
The bad part is Tommy Ellis is off the pace. Looks like he may have had some kind of problem with the motor. He's not stopped yet, but he's slowed way down on the inside of the racetrack. What a terrible disappointment. He had already moved up to 4th place.
05. There is Tommy Ellis slowing way down. He was challenging the front 4, and we had 5 cars in the bundle. Now you see Larry Pearson going by him, way off the pace now. Presley pulling by, Combs pulling by. It looks like it may be terminal for Tommy Ellis. But up in front, we've got number 20 going to the inside for 2nd place. Randy LaJoy, a couple of New Englanders shaving off some paint out there. LaJoy in the number 20 takes over in 2nd. Craven follows to 3rd. Remember, Craven is number 1 in points as they hit race number 14 in the Carolina Pride Budweiser 250.
Well, Craven has one thing in his favor. Like you say, he's in the lead in the points right now, and he can sit there in 3rd or 4th place and kind of watch the race and not put his car in jeopardy by trying to race with Randy LaJoy so hard for 2nd spot. But Elton Sawyer better get on with it, or he's going to lose the lead in just a second here. You see Elton's car. He goes in the corner. It seems that he's real good from the center part of the corner out, but Randy LaJoy is not giving up anything down that straightaway.
From 13th position, here comes LaJoy charging for the lead. It's Saturday Night Racing on TNN.
Whoa, doggy cam. That's whoa, doggy.
That dog lifted his leg right there.
Well,
number 20, LaJoy, kicking his way through on the inside, getting under the lap car of Dale Williams from Sacramento, California. And right with him comes Tracy Leslie. 05 pulling in. Looks like it could be the end of the day for Tommy Ellis, great national champion out of Richmond, Virginia, who told me this morning he still likes to just kind of show up at races, but more than that, he's just as happy going out and spending a weekend on his boat.
Well, he's having a big time.
Here's Randy.
Well, it's electrical. They're saying either the ignition or the battery, but of course, sometimes it's definitely not the battery. It's usually the way it's wired, so there's definitely an electrical problem. Tommy Ellis has done so well here in the past 3-4 years ago, led 199 laps before he lost an engine, but Tommy Ellis will be back another day, but boy, he was on the move there for a while.
It can be 15 laps out of a 300 or 400 lap race, but if Ellis is on in those 15 laps, he'll give you enough thrills to pay for the ticket.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's an exciting man to watch. He really is. You see Ricky Craven there. He's dropping back just a little bit. I don't know whether he's lost the handle on the car or he's just being a little conservative at this point, but he's definitely off the pace of what he was running a while ago. You see Jason Keller passed him just about 4 laps ago. Has about a 10-car length lead down the front straightaway.
So for the moment, it remains LaJoy with the advantage. In the 2nd spot is Elton Sawyer down the back straightaway. Ricky Craven having his hands full now as he stays about, let's see, 4th on the field at this time. What are you going to do to try and stay on top of this point battle?
We have to remain focused. We have to understand why we're leading the points and what we've done to get there, and continue to do the same thing.
60 laps are complete. Patience is what he told us earlier, is what gave him that last win at Nazareth. Look at LaJoy working his way through the field. Here he is getting around Roy Payne. Tell you who's having a pretty good run out here. We'll check his position in a moment. Is another Northerner, Kevin LePage, who came in on a provisional start. Looks like he's pulled down about 12 cars from the start. That's the teddy bear car.
Yeah, but Elton Sawyer's sitting right there behind Randy LaJoy, and I think he may be just as fast. I think he's taking care of his tires. You see how steady his hand is in the corner. He's not fighting that car. He's using every inch of suspension to make that car get through the corner. Very impressed with the way he does it in a race. He really takes care of the car.
On board with a Ford credit card. About to go a lap down is Chad Chapman out of Tennessee, the 31W Insulation Chevy. Take a look here at Green in the 44. Elton Sawyer of Chesapeake, Virginia, trying to get his first win of the season. And for the moment, it's Randy LaJoy staying in first spot. Long way to go. Only 64 laps have been completed thus far.
Did you break up his marriage?
I think it was a marriage looking for a place to break up.
If you thought you knew Reba McEntire, watch Ralph Emery on The Record with Reba, TNN, Wednesday.
The crime problem in the United States concerns all of us, but the most alarming crimes are those committed by our nation's youth. Many of these juveniles lack direction and positive role models. I'm Dan Miller, your representative in Washington, and I urge you to get involved in the lives of our young people. You can make a difference. Big Brothers and Big Sisters, Junior Achievement, the Boys and Girls Clubs are just some of the many fine organizations that need your help. Call and volunteer with a youth group today. Let's keep our kids on the right track.
Now there's mulching worthy of the finest lawn.
I keep my lawn immaculate.
Snapper's Ninja Mulching Mower. It set new mulching standards the others are still trying to match. Ninja's double-cutting blade cuts and recuts clippings so fine they seem to disappear.
Looks like I bagged the grass, right? But I didn't.
And Ninja easily converts to bagging. You can mulch this weekend, bag the next. The choice is yours with Snapper.
It is pretty impressive.
Some old-fashioned Saturday night action in turn 4. Fetterwell got spun around and got clipped pretty hard. Third caution of the race is now on the track. It's live here this evening on TNN. Join us tomorrow from Pocono, Pennsylvania at 12 noon as Rusty Wallace and Ricky Rudd will lead the field down in Winston Cup racing. Tonight it's Busch Grand National. There you see Fetterwell's number 55 that just got abused up here in the fourth turn. I think we'll get a chance to see again what happened to him out here in this skirmish.
Well, I noticed he had some damage to the right front wheel. It looks like it's kind of bent in on the top part. I don't know what caused that, but he must have had some contact with another car to make that front end stick out like that.
Here's what happened.
Well, that's kind of hard to say. You see him spinning there. He was involved in that first accident. Woo-wee. Tracy Leslie had one more coat of paint on that car, we'd have another wreck.
Another angle here.
Well, it really does not look like he had any help, but if he, oh man, you talk about close.
There's something from the Baker Advanced Driving School right there on the part of Tracy Leslie.
Things to do when it's over, let it be over. Don't get back on the throttle and run into somebody after you stop.
That's your great line as we watch Kenny Wallace, right? Amazing what you can do with your eyes closed.
Oh yeah, a lot of times it works.
Here's Randy.
Well, the bottom line is, guys, he just picked up a push, and that was quickly after the thing went green. About 15 to 20 laps in, picked up a push. The whole key to it is here, you only get one tire per position on the race car. So the bottom line is, when do you come in and change tires? Well, Kenny Wallace has already been in, so they adjusted it with air pressure, and hopefully he'll be a little bit better suited for this track right now.
TIC financial car has been hurting out here, and Gil Martin has made those tire pressure changes.
Well, Kenny had a supercar. He went all the way up second place and then went back through the field. So it's something they can adjust. It's a small adjustment, and when you can run that fast for 10 or 12 laps and then fall back through the field. So maybe they got it now.
Randy Pemberton is over there with Tommy Ellis.
Well, folks, if you watched last week at Dover, you'll remember Tommy Ellis took a very hard lick, and to credit to his crew, they fixed this automobile that he was out there with. It's the same exact car. They came here. Tommy, you were absolutely flying. What happened?
Man, we was awesome. Miss Luxair Chevrolet was running so damn good. I was just taking it easy. I had 2 more calls to pass to get the lead. I told my crew, I said, man, this is like stealing. I can't believe it's this easy. And all of a sudden, the motor let go. So we had a valve spring brake. Motor had a lot of miles on it. We were trying to stretch it. Shouldn't have done it. We had a fresh one. I guess, you know, we're in a learning process with this team, and things are biting us, and it's hard to take. It makes it not any fun. But the Luxair Chevrolet was where it needed to be, and it was going to the front. I believe we'd have been at the end.
Boy, you're not kidding. Thanks, Tommy.
Don't you like him?
Oh, you got to like that, folks. I'm going to tell you.
That's the gentle version of Tommy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, this is Sunday school right there. This guy is a tremendous competitor, and I tell you, when I run up against him on short tracks, I give him a little bit of room, because he could get just as right as you could.
Getting set on a restart here. Buddy Baker, I'm Ken Squire, Randy Pembroke, and we're standing by for more action at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, just about ready for a go. And again tomorrow, weather permitting. We understand they've got rid of all the rain in 18 states over Pocono, Pennsylvania today. Poor Mike Joy and Darrell Waltrip. You're up there tomorrow with Michael.
I want to know.
Probably all talk all day about weather.
They were all talking about going fishing. They were going to do it on the front straightaway, though. I don't like those kind of stories. But anyway, it'll be good tomorrow. You can bet on that.
Here's Randy LaJoie bringing the field down, and as he does, with him in second spot comes Elton Sawyer. Then the pole sitter is right there in third as they come to green. Jason Keller. Green is out. In the fourth spot, it's Ricky Craven following in fifth. Down to the turn number 1, you see Larry Pearson there, and the 63 car rounding out the group. Jim Bound still sticking right in there. Larry Pearson right. Nice jump there, moving up.
You know, a lot of these cars made adjustments on the stop just now, and I think you're going to see a lot of race cars move up in the top 10 that you hadn't seen before. But I see Larry Pearson. He's running super well right now. He's right up under Craven going in the corner there. You see Randy LaJoie taking off, Jason Keller right behind him there.
Kenny Wallace is coming back on pit road. Car number 8 that had been contesting for the lead earlier has pulled back into the pits, and they're going for tires on car number 8.
What probably happened there, they couldn't tell which one was leaking down, so they just go ahead and change two right sides. I think under the green you can change as many as you please, but you're going to lose a couple of laps anytime you go in the pits here.
This is happening to lap number 74. All right, you're riding with Elton Sawyer. He tries to close in on the blue number 20 of Randy LaJoie. If you're new to racing, you won't see it better than on a 5/8 track like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Coming down for a holiday in South Carolina, come to Myrtle Beach. They do this every Saturday night, but not with Grand National cars.
Here comes Elton Sawyer on the inside, going into the third corner over here. But I guarantee you one thing, you'll have to earn that spot. Oh, a little casual contact, a little chrome horn, beep, beep, I'm here.
Saturday night, full contact racing at Myrtle Beach.
All that does is just get your attention. There's a car around you that wants your lead. That don't really rattle you a whole lot. I've had Tiny Lund hit me 17 times in one corner trying to get by me.
Tell you what, that won't loosen up that guy in the number 20 car. He's been beaten up on more tracks. He just hangs with the program.
I think it bothered Elton Sawyer more than it did Randy LaJoie.
See Roy Payne, that 27. Have him a lap down, or have him in the same lap, buddy?
Well, you see Jason Keller there, the pole setter right on the bottom there. He's trying to hold off Craven, but Craven's really on the march right now. He's getting a good run up off the corner. Look at Peterwaugh trying to get 1 lap back from that spin a second ago. He's trying to get under LaJoie.
And what a good job he's doing. Young man out of Holt, Michigan.
Oh, he's a racer. He goes for everything he can do.
Not only is he a racer, but he's a third-gener. Look at him come up the outside.
Man.
His grandfather is in the Michigan Racing Hall of Fame, and his grandmother was the mechanic.
Just beside them, you see Roy Payne moving up into the picture there. He wants to get his lap back. He was in the earlier spin. They got the back of that car beat back down, tied down with bungee cords and everything else. And they have the aerodynamics pretty good as he goes by Randy LaJoie on the outside.
So that's a makeup of a lap, and that's what Rumley's doing in the 27 as well. He's trying to pick up one right here. So as the battle continues, this is a attempt to make up a lap by Rumley. We'll take a pause for a moment and then be back with more of the action.
In Normal, Illinois, Gene Goebel is popular with folks who need their car fixed. He does good work, and he doesn't charge an arm and a leg. Because when he needs auto parts, Gene buys a lot of them at AutoZone. You see, the prices are low every day at AutoZone. So a lot of good mechanics like Gene just pass the savings on to their customers. Plus, they can still get the best quality parts. Sure, they know how to do the work right, but they also know how to save money doing it at AutoZone.
Performance. Every element on the track is matched by one off the track. Off the track and into the high-performance air conditioning systems of Luxair. Speed is matched by high efficiency, protection by strong warranty, handling by quiet operation, and power by cool Luxair comfort. Winners in performance, #1 in comfort, Luxair. A reason for loving every season.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Great ball of fire! You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, what a thrill. Doesn't this raise a great ball of fire?
You could win a trip to the Fast Track Driving School with Bosch Platinum Plugs.
There's one thing that a racing engine and a street engine have in common. You want them both to last.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
To build a race engine that holds up, you have to use the best of everything. And Haviland does that job.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer. Good enough for Robert Yates.
Well, how hard do you want me to push it today? Whatever it takes to win.
Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
Well, we're back with you. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Great place to spend a weekend. Buddy Baker spent a lot of weekends here. We won't get into that.
Oh, boy, I'm telling you, what a beautiful beach.
When did you first come down here, Baker?
Well, you seen that last little fishing dock there?
Yep.
It wasn't here when I come the first time.
We're under caution, folks, as you can see. It is the 4th caution of the day. And we had some oil down up here in the 4th corner.
People don't write in. I know that's a pier, but around my house we call it a dock. So, you know, I get letters for everything I say wrong, and boy, do I get letters.
Well, I said something wrong, too. Let me tell you, I said Rumley was that's Roy Payne, and that Donnie Allison prepared car number 27. Let me make that correction right here and tell you also that at this point in our lap complete category, as we are in our 4th caution, and they've got the oil truck out, or the speedy dry truck, 84 laps are now complete, buddy, with 4 down, with 4 caution periods, 166 laps remaining in the event. Tomorrow, TNN brings you race day live at 11:30 a.m. and at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's tomorrow on TNN. Race day live at 11:30 in the morning and 8:30 Eastern as well.
And no baseball scores or anything like that. It's strictly racing, folks.
See,
I'm telling you.
Now you're going to get in trouble with all the baseball people.
I don't
and
care.
I can tell you really are concerned.
I know where they watch.
The racing community and TNN sends best wishes today for sure to a great friend of ours, Marion Cox, watching us today from the Virginia Hospital over in Veterans Hospital over in Charleston.
Boy, what a gentleman. I guess
Yeah.
everybody in racing owes him something, because anybody that ever drove for him grew up a little bit just knowing him. He was a tremendous man, and I mean, like Cale Yarborough, Dink Widenhouse, Haskell Willingham, Little Bud Moore. So many people have driven his car.
Cale?
Well,
you did
yeah,
mention
yeah.
it, yeah. Car number 50. Never raced on Sunday.
Never would. He wouldn't even pull it on Sunday. He'd pull off the side of the road when it was 1 minute past 12.
Yep. Get out the Bible, and that was the day.
Yep.
Anyway, Marion, I hope you're enjoying this race tonight. This is your kind of race and your kind of place. So, we're almost set on a restart here. I think they're going to take another lap at least before they turn them loose, and let's get you abreast of how they're running. There you see the Kenny Wallace, number 8. And Randy has an update on this car for us, the TIC Financial.
Well, just a few moments ago, the car was not running well at all. He flat wore the tires out. The car just would not work. They came in the pits. They changed a couple of tires. They stuck a rubber in the right rear. They said it was pushing awfully bad. He goes back out, runs a few laps, said the car's the best it's been all weekend. So he's going to line up on the inside and try to get his lap back.
What they're talking about when you hear that, folks, is that's an insert that you put into the spring to make the rate a little bit stiffer. And what that does when the car goes in, the rear will skate just a little bit, and it keeps the front end from plowing into the corner. So it really helps them, and they have this advantage of putting it in there. They either put a full rubber in the rear spring, or they can put a half rubber. They know exactly what that rate's out to, so they can make the car really get around the racetrack.
Finalube number 20 stays up in front, buddy, as we get set to go racing here shortly. At least one more lap before they turn them loose here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, the only track in the country which hosted all three generations of Petties, and they never, ever won here. A lot of tracks can say they had the Petties, but Petties always won one way or another. This
Well, that's hard to believe. I thought Richard Petty had won everywhere, at least twice.
So it's Myrtle Beach, and it's live on TNN this evening with Buddy Baker. I'm Ken Squire. Stay with us.
My buddy told me to buy him, that he put him in his vehicle, and he got an increase in performance, and I tried it, and it worked.
America is talking about Splitfire.
It's incredible, yeah. They really work good. I get better performance, better gas mileage.
Splitfire won a United States patent. It doesn't look like any other spark plug. It doesn't work like any other spark plug.
And I changed over to Splitfire because I get 5 more mile an hour out of my race bike.
But my truck I use every day, and that's where I see an increase in savings.
It's saved me a lot of money, and it's made my response time quicker than Firehouse.
Splitfire at $5.99. America knows it only costs more till you use it.
You do make your money, just saving on the gas.
And the difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
It's like getting an engine option.
Splitfire. It only costs more till you use it.
It's more fun to drive a car now.
Here's another Splitfire breakthrough. Twin-core wire sets with a dual firing path to every plug. More power and more mileage or your money back.
It's a major breakthrough in auto protectant technology. Formula 2001 Super Protectant. It provides a more brilliant, longer-lasting shine than Armor All on vinyl and leather. And look, in the Arizona desert, Formula 2001 brought back the shine to UV-faded vinyl. Rubber, even leather. Get the new standard in automotive protectant technology. Formula 2001, with 50% more active shining ingredients than Armor All. Get Formula 2001 products today.
This is the perfect time to try my new Polaroid Captiva.
Hey, where's the picture? There's no picture? How can it be a Polaroid camera if there's no picture?
The Polaroid Captiva. The pictures stay in till you take them out.
Maybe if you shake it.
Yeah, shake the camera.
If you're looking for a reliable place to service your car or truck, I've got great news for you.
Now at Pep Boys, air conditioning system check for only $19.99.
Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
We're back and ready for a start. Here comes to the line Randy LaJoy in first. Elton Sawyer is there in second. In third is Ricky Craven.
3 wide down the front straightaway. Somebody had to give. I'm glad Randy LaJoy was looking at what he was doing just then.
Boy, was he on the button on that one. Here comes Wallace in the 8th, trying to scrap back into this thing. With 26 cars in that lead lap. I think one of the big stories here is car number 71, Kevin LePage, from dead last, a provisional starter. He's up to 10th, and he's fighting for 9th as he tries to work his way through. There you see it. That teddy bear is growling right now as he gets around the 59.
Oh, I like that. This teddy bear, he'll growl if he puts that front end a little bit lower on that 40 car. Ricky Craven's running right well.
Boy, isn't that for second place?
Yeah. Jason Keller's digging right. Elton Sawyer seems to be having a little bit of trouble. He's dropping back through the field here.
Here comes Jimmy Bound underneath him. And you see that car that was on the pole, the 57, right back up another spot. That's Jason Keller.
Here comes Sawyer in the pits right now. He's having some kind of problem. You can see him motioning the cars to the inside to go on by. He wanted to come in pit road. They're changing the right side tires, it looks like.
See, and back on the racetrack, we've got a battle for the lead developing now. 20 and number 2 going at it into turn number 3. Now, this hurts Baker a lot when those damn Yankees get together out there.
No, man. Listen, I love it.
That's not what you said during
I love it up north. One of my best friends in the whole wide world is Kenny Bouchard. You know that.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time racing with that guy, and I tell you, If anybody ever deserved to win Talladega, he did. He come to me and we worked together that week, and he did a super job. He did everything that anybody could do to win that race, and we've been friends for a long time.
He could muscle a car.
Yeah, he could definitely muscle a car or anything else that happened around him.
Well, you're seeing a guy in LaJoy who is built like that, and the guy in second, they keep talking about him as Pete Hamilton the second. The guy in number 2, Craven, looks like him, talks like him, thinks like him, owner-driver. I'll tell you what I miss, buddy, is that there isn't somebody out there that looks like the great Don McTavish. Remember when McTavish...
Oh, man, what a great talent.
Wasn't he a great
talent? He lost his life in Daytona in the sportsman race down there, but I'll tell you, he had all the tools. He was good PR and the whole bit. Ricky Craven there, you see Hermie Sadler coming up behind him. I pressed a little early here, but...
And I'll tell you what else.
Hermie Sadler's passing on the outside. Now, that's the hard way around here, folks.
Buddy, it's also starting to rain a little.
That might be. If I was leading in the point standings, I believe my foot would get a little light on the throttle.
Yeah, they got a few raindrops around this 5/8 mile track. Pouring it on to that car number 25. He's won 2 races, both of them on the same track. Rouge a year ago and then this year.
You see Hermie Sadler's car. The minute the racetrack got ultra slick, he seemed to really have an advantage over Randy LaJoy. And the reason for that is I think he set his car up for later on in the race when the track was to get real breezy and the tires worn out. But he is really flying around this racetrack right now.
Trying to make up a lap and get in here again. Hermie Sadler. They have him up as the leader. Stand corrected on that. They're showing Sadler's first place.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, if he got a lap down, he must have stopped on the back straightaway at the concession over there, because I hadn't missed him any.
Well, he's in first. He has swept around Craven. He's come around, worked his way past the LaJoy car, and you have a new leader, and it is Hermie Sadler going for his second win of the year.
Boy, he looked like the late Ayrton Senna. When the rain started, he started moving on, as Hermie Sadler did.
Now they put a lap on that number 71 car, which they had told us had been up in 10th. I'd be a little doubtful about that, or else he is backing up. Something's amiss on that number 71 of Kevin LePage. Elton Sawyer making a run. Dirk Stevenson, the number 15, there with him.
We need to go down to Randy and find out what's happened to Elton Sawyer. He's dropping back. Randy?
Well, the bottom line is they came in and changed 2 tires after that restart under green. I came down here, checked with the crew, nothing wrong with the tires. NASCAR said that Elton jumped the gun on the green flag. They told me that Randy LaJoy checked up on him, so therefore he went on to win ahead. So bottom line is, a NASCAR penalty. While they were here, they might as well go ahead and change 2 tires. They're 1 lap down.
Well, you can see what fresh tires do. He's going by on the outside. This Jason Keller, our pole setter there, he drove by him like he was in reverse, but that'll all go by the wayside when these tires get a little time on them.
Let's go back up front. Hermie Sadler. Virginia is for lovers, the car.
Man, he's in another zone right at the moment. He's pulled out almost a full turn lead on everybody behind him now.
Lapping the 34 of Mike McLaughlin, lapped Tracy Leslie. Ooh, did you see those raindrops?
Let's don't show that camera anymore.
Falling on your head, Baker.
Ooh, I know. Oh, the yellow's out.
Caution coming down.
It's raining pretty hard here.
Caution coming out. See, I told you that storm up there in Pocono, Pennsylvania was infectious. 103 laps complete.
Ken, the good part is this won't last. I can see light all around the racetrack here. This is just one of those little Saturday afternoon rain showers. We'll be back.
147 laps remaining with 103 now complete. There you see the top 5 and we're under caution for just a bit of an afternoon shower.
You could win $1 million by entering Pocono Raceway's UAW-GM Teamwork Sweepstakes. 3 finalists win fantasy trips to Pocono's Miller Genuine Draft 500, $5,000 in cash or prizes, and a chance at $1 million. Apply for a NASCAR MasterCard by calling 1-800-937-POCONO and automatically entering the sweepstakes. Or to just enter the sweepstakes, send your name, address, and phone number to this address. For a free Pocono Raceway brochure, call 1-800-RACEWAY.
A was running late the other day when the car started acting up. You know, a little light came on, it says check engine. You know, the one that always means a trip to the dealer, right? Well, I go to AutoZone. I tell the guy about it. He says, let's take a look. So we go outside, pop the hood, and he starts running some tests right there. Turns out it was just something little, but he saved me a lot. You know, if they can test this stuff for free at AutoZone, why would you go anyplace else?
The car on the right was filled with Castrol Syntec, a synthetic oil, the other with conventional oil. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it needs a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oil. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
Not that old lawn equipment again.
Last year he nearly jerked me up by the roots.
Wait a minute. All new home light equipment.
I told you he knows a great value when he sees one.
Look, it's a home light blower and a string trimmer.
Yes.
A home light hedge trimmer and chainsaw and a new home light mulching mower.
I love it when he gets environmental.
Just a little off the top, please. Do it right. Do it home light.
See the new home light smooth operator system today for guaranteed easy starts.
Transportation provided by Cedar Ridge RV Center, Branchville, New Jersey. Call 1-800-988-4884 and find out why Cedar Ridge is the choice of champions.
At Myrtle Beach, riding with Elton Sawyer in the Ford credit car. Under caution, 108 laps now complete. Just a little bit of a shower out here, but we have good news tonight. Helicopters reporting there are blue skies, Baker, over there just behind us.
Severe clear, and that's what we're waiting on. He's the same. He called about 10 minutes ago and says, hate to tell you all this, but there's a little rain shower headed your way, but the good news is just behind that, severe clear, so we're waiting on that.
When you first raced down here, was it dirt or asphalt? It's had several lives, this particular track.
When I first started racing here, I raced with Cale Yarborough and Little Bud Moore and people like that, and you know, it was dirt. It was a lot of fun to come down here. We raced about 5 or 6 times a week. We ran Savannah, we ran Greenville, South Carolina, Columbia, and here. And it was called Ramby Speedway at that particular time, and I don't think I've ever been anywhere I feel more at home than right here in Myrtle Beach. It's a super place.
I got to tell you, folks, coming into town with Baker, isn't he? He said, come a day early, so you get down to the beach is wonderful. And then he says, I'm going to show you some great entertainment tonight.
Easy.
So we went to the big man fights, boxers, bouncers, and Baker. And we had great dinner, though, didn't we?
Yeah, we certainly watched that event, too. We did not get in the ring, I can tell you that.
Oh, but I got to tell you, all the way over, he was saying, let me at him, let me at him. He took one look at the referee and said, I think he might be a bit too much for me. And then the other thing, folks, you got to know is, this morning, the paper ran a big story about Buddy Baker and being here. And, you know, he had an opportunity to talk about how great it was to be with TNN and covering all these races, how great this competition is. And you know what he talked about?
Piggy Park.
Piggy Park.
Man, when we raced in Columbia, South Carolina, we had to go by there after the race. That was kind of the stop. They sponsored Little Bud Moore's car, and we're big friends of everybody down there, and that was just the hangout for all the racers.
Wasn't that where Fireball's brother ate the guys that beat the guy's ear off or something?
We'll go to another story.
All right, we'll go to another commercial. You're not being much help here at all. I mean, you told me all this stuff, and now you're denying it. We'll be back in a moment.
Today on TNN Outdoors, due to live coverage of the Auto Palace Slick 5150, this week's Bill Dance Outdoors has been moved to a special time, starting at 6:30 p.m., 5:30 Central. Catch all the action today on TNN Outdoors.
Tom Stein is Braden in Florida, world's cheapest used cars. 89 Ford Escort, $3,100. How about this 88 Taurus for $2,900? 88 Taurus, $2,900? Give me a break. 88 Cutlass Calais, $4,600. Where? Bradenton, Florida. 87 LeBaron convertible, anywhere's in town, $7,900. Here at Tom Steinman's Bradenton, Florida, $5,900. #1 in the world.
When Bradley Tire quotes the tire price, our price includes mounting, balancing, and valve stems.
There are no hidden charges. We handle Goodyear, Bridgestone, Michelin, and many other brands. We have the right tire at the right price for your car. The next time you need tires, call our competitors. Get an out-the-door price, everything. Then call Bradley Tires. I'm sure we'll save you money. Bradley Tires and Automotive Services, located on 301 in Palmetto.
We're back with you. 111 laps completed. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The Carolina Pride Bud 250. And 23 cars remain on the lead lap now, buddy. And we are having a little bit of a shower, so they've flown the caution for a few moments. What's that? Caution number 5?
Yeah, you can see the clouds in the background there. They look a little meaner on TV than they really are. We got some reports of nice weather coming this way, so it shouldn't be that much longer. It has quit raining here at the racetrack.
We'd remind you that tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern, that's when TNN brings you the UAW GM Teamwork 500 live Winston Cup excitement with Mike Joy and this guy Baker and all the rest of the gang from Pocono Raceway. That's only on TNN, the Nashville Network, tomorrow. What a race you've got, buddy. You've got Rusty Wallace up in front on the start of that one. You've got Ricky Rudd up in the hunt for tomorrow's race. It's going to be a dandy.
You know one thing, Kenny Wallace did the Dover race with us last week, and you talk about a real talent. Now, he is so much fun to do a race with. He brings a lot of energy, and anybody that hadn't heard him, tune in tomorrow because he does a great job of color analyst.
He does a pretty good job of driving, too. Here you see him out here in car number 8 at the present time. He was up there battling for the lead. He's now fallen back, but he's trying to get into it. He's out of the top 10 at the moment, and we're checking the position on him. They're showing him 19th now, but he said he was ready to come out digging when they got this race back for a green flag condition. Kenny Wallace in car number 8. Buddy Baker over here to my right, 4th place finisher, 1962. A lot of people didn't even know there was such a year. 4th place in a Chrysler right here on this racetrack. Remember that one?
I was just fixing to say the steering wheels on these cars are wider than the tires we run on then. I look at these 10-inch tires that they run on now, and everybody complaining about being squirrely. They should have run on the old blue streaks that they had. Those things were so hard they didn't even holler when you got sideways. You just went directly into the wall.
What was it like to race here then, 62?
Oh, it was fun. I tell you,
run the daylight?
Racing's racing. You know, I've had people say, tell me what, you know, if Fireball Roberts had lived today, would he won races? I said, of course he'd have won. A winner's a winner. It does not matter what generation they win in, because you can't say that Richard Petty wouldn't win today if he was in the prime of his career. He certainly would.
Well, Hermie Sadler right now is making a real pitch to win this one. He's pulled himself up by the bootstraps. He was running back out of the top 10, moved right up through. Myrtle Beach, a good place to get himself a victory and put his car back up in front.
I tell you the truth, the last couple of races, I've been disappointed in myself. I've been kind of riding around trying to not crash and stay at everybody's way and not really going at it to win races. And I need to go back to doing what I was doing, being aggressive, trying to put the 25 car up front and win these races. And Myrtle Beach is a good place to try to do that.
Currently 3rd in points.
Boy, look at that door. He said he's going to get a little more aggressive. He was collected in a wreck earlier on with Roy Payne. But look at that left side now. That really didn't hurt the running gear of this car, but it ate up on some sheet metal.
Hey, we mentioned earlier 2 drivers out here driving with broken shoulders. Dotter and Chad Little at the beginning, they both have gone to relief drivers to keep them up in the points. But I understand that there's some talk about changing the way the seats in these cars are put in so that the seat actually has a little more give. They put that new roll bar, that new bar that goes up behind the seat, and it's so stationary, buddy, that there's no flex in it. And they think that's why this problem's coming around.
Well, I would like to see people like Bill Simpson and some of the other people that are very innovative as far as making things for race cars get involved in a seat program, because I think a lot of the injuries that are happening on the racetrack, they have good helmets and stuff now, but they need to really work on the seats and try to get these things where they take a little bit of the shock.
As we look at the Napa Field update here, it seemed that it was just too rigid on those seats. There is the Napa Field update. It shows you the front 5. We're about a lap away from getting this one cracking one more time. You see LaJoy all the way back to 6th now and looking further back through the field. And it was Chad Little who was saying they're seeking a little more flex, and they think it may take some of the injuries out of the shoulder part of this thing. Running order at 110 laps is what you're seeing on the screen here right now. We're showing the 118 laps complete on this 5/8 mile track. Hope you're enjoying TNN's live coverage. Kind of a prelude. See the Busch Grand National on Saturday. We've come to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for it. Home of great stock car racing year in and year out. All those great drivers. Ned Jarrett did a whale of a job here. Paid for half of a car in one race out here years and years ago to get his career started. And even the ancient Buddy Baker came in here.
Thanks a lot. Give me my crutch. I'm going to hit you with it.
Pace cars coming in, folks, and we're ready to go racing on a Saturday night in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on TNN. The Virginian Hermie Sadler brings them to the line.
Boy, like a shot out of a cannon. He's on the go again. Randy Porter's trying to get a lap back on the inside there. I don't believe he's going to put it on Hermie Sadler, though. Sadler's car is handling just too good. When I say that, they normally pass about 4 or 5 cars, usually overpass the car I'm talking about like that. But Hermie Sadler is running super good. Elton Sawyer just went down across the infield there to pass Pearson on the inside there.
Pearson's running back in third, and Randy Porter, Greenville, South Carolina, having a very good run, stays right up here in the midst of this battle as we dart in between the showers. Here you see Elton Sawyer working the bottom of the racetrack in that number 38.
He's running a very patient race. That's McLaughlin's car that's smoking so bad there. Mike McLaughlin's been smoking for about 15 to 20 laps. It looks like he might have had some ring problems or something in the car, because every time he backs off, it puffs smoke.
Look at Larry Pearson, that black and yellow car sliding back. He made a good run on Sawyer and falls back right here.
Dennis Setzer up under him there. I tell you right now, the very bottom of the racetrack seems to be the fastest way around here. You see Dennis Setzer there. I think probably one of the best flat track drivers in the country.
Setzer. Watch him in that 59, that Alliance car, and he's smart as a whip. Young guy, ran those sportsman races. I think I was saying the other night that he'd won them. He always was the guy in second place. So he's not going to be in second place in this stuff. I think you're going to see a lot of.
No, I think you're going to read a lot of articles about him later on, because he has, as they say, the right tools to move right on up to the best in Western Cup.
Almost 3 wide. Look at that, buddy.
That's typical Myrtle Beach racing right there, where you get 2 or 3 of them. You see McLaughlin's car still smoking. Don't seem to be hurting the running of the car. He's right up with the front group there.
There's the 59. That's Setzer taking another shot, and look at this front trio coming by. Sadler out in front.
You see him get another handful of that steering wheel there. That's when you get on the throttle a little bit too hard and that back end tries to sail out from under you. You really have to get with it when it gets out like that.
Pearson falling to 5th. He's running right there as they come off. We're coming to halfway. Coming to halfway this time around. Elton Sawyer giving us some great pictures there as Larry Pearson was working. Here you see Hermie Sadler out in front. That's Porter in the white and blue car in the second position.
Boy, oh boy, I tell you, I think it may be the best run that Porter's had all year long. You see him taking the lead there underneath Hermie Sadler going down the back straightaway.
And look at Setzer in 59. Come right in there beside Elton Sawyer. Setzer in the black 59. On the outside, he had that great battle at Orange County with Hermie Sadler earlier this year and finished second. His best performance as a rookie contender. And there you see him. Setzer doing a terrific job.
Well, as they run side by side, they don't need the seating room here anymore. The front grandstand's beginning to stand up. Nobody. I love this short track racing. You don't see any better than this.
What, 125, 130, that main straightaway?
Oh, at least that.
This track reminds me of the old Loudon track up in New Hampshire before Bob Bear built that beautiful track that TNN will be taking to you in July. Look at this struggle.
Look at Elton Sawyer moving up. He's almost in the infield with that left front. Look how much under the curbing there he was with the left front. He had most of the car underneath the white line getting in the corner there.
And Sawyer takes the lead. Porter goes to second. Randy Porter. First race that he's had a crack at getting up in front, and since back in 1986. Oxford, Maine.
You see Ricky Craven there. He seems to be falling back. I don't know whether he's having a problem or not, but he's definitely off the pace right now.
He is out of the top 10 at the present time. And he is backing up.
Boy, they scrambling, trying to get by the lap car.
Looks like they think they're going to get more rain. Here's the 9 car coming in that Mike Wallace gave such a great ride to. That's Nathan Butke aboard out of Randall, North Carolina. Like he's having trouble getting it back in the garage area. And you see McLaughlin, that red and gold car, smoking on the outside as he skims it around the corner.
Nathan Butke is going to be real lucky if he can get back around here. He may bring out a caution. I don't know whether momentum's going to bring him all the way around or not, but he's going very slow on the bottom part of the racetrack.
Looks like he's cranked. Sadler's coming in. Hermie Sadler led for a while, now pulls on the pit road at number 25. Randy Pemberton's down there in the Sadler pits.
You know, the bottom line is, guys, most of these top teams have already taken on their 1 tire per position. And if tires are falling off here in about 60 or so laps, what we're looking at here is over halfway to go. We may see green flag pit stops. Oh, they just changed the right side tires on Hermie's car. We may see more of this as the race goes on. We're going to see green flag pit stops and a lot of pressure on these pit crews to try and win this race.
Sadler down the lap. The 9 car got itself in and stopped right at the top of pit road, and its pit crew had to rush up, and they'll be pushing it down. Here it comes the FDP car, and here's that number 40, Dale Williams out of Sacramento. Here's Larry Pearson's number 92 that's a contender to win it all here today. He is currently being shown in 2nd position, buddy. Give him
yeah, we got him in 2nd right now, and I tell you, he seems to be gaining just a little bit on Elton Sawyer, but Elton got such a big run there just a second ago. Look at Rosendi's car here up under Pearson. It looks like it's been in World War II or III or whatever. That thing's eat up, I'm going to tell you, but it's running really good.
Well, it's been since Atlanta that Pearson's had a crack at leading. He pulled it up for a moment and then went back the other way. This is his 2nd start here. Back in '88, he was a 2nd after 11 laps of the race, and then it backed up on him. So Larry Pearson, for the moment, trying to get up there to fight for the lead with Randy Porter and Setzer. For the moment, he's having a handful.
In Normal, Illinois, Gene Goebel is popular with folks who need their car fixed. He does good work, and he doesn't charge an arm and a leg. Because when he needs auto parts, Gene buys a lot of them at AutoZone. You see, the prices are low every day at AutoZone. So a lot of good mechanics like Gene just pass the savings on to their customers. Plus, they can still get the best quality parts. Sure, they know how to do the work right, but they also know how to save money doing it at AutoZone.
I'm playing Pete's Comedy Pagoda tonight. I'm staying here at the Super 8 Motel. My favorite place. I love this room, don't you? Super 8 rooms are always affordable and roomy and steamy. 4 more hours to showtime. Okay, new joke. That's funny. No, it's not.
Super 8. 1-800-800-8000. Life's great at Super 8. Super 8 proudly offers AT&T long-distance service for your calling card and operator-assisted calls.
You've got the winning color. Make your engine last longer. Change your oil every 3,000 miles and use the newest Pennzoil.
Pennzoil has always stood by me.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts. Works like liquid ball bearings. And play Pennzoil's new Scratch and Win game. Over 4,000 prizes, including 10 trips for 2 to NASCAR's Brickyard 400 race in 1994 or 95. Pennzoil, the official motor oil for the inaugural running of the Brickyard 400.
A safari rarely lasts longer than a few weeks, unless it's a safari maintained with genuine AC oil filters. Because over hill, dale, and wadi, no other filter can track down, trap, and capture more dirt. So, AC oil filters keep your engine in the hunt for a longer life.
Call 1-800-AC-DELCO. It's like buying time. Save up to $11.60 on AC plugs and filters. And enter AC Delco's Brickyard 400 sweepstakes.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Carolina Pride Budweiser 250 on TNN is brought to you by AC Delco. It's like buying time.
140 of 250 laps complete. in the Carolina Pride Budweiser 250 from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Larry Pearson is out in front.
Let me tell everybody, Elton Sawyer is not leading this race. Right now, Pearson's in the lead. Larry Pearson's leading. Dennis Setzer's running second. Rodney Combs is third. Presley's running fourth. And look Jeff Green has already moved into fifth.
That's a big, big break for Chad Little if Jeff Green can drive that little car up there and keep him in the points. As you look at the Budweiser mid-race recap, 5 cautions, 28 laps. I think we've just had our second retiree as Mike McLaughlin has gone back behind the wall. The hood is up, and he went directly back to his truck area.
For Randy LaJoie, he was coming in the pits the same time McLaughlin turned in, and he had to wait until McLaughlin turned before he could get in the pits, and it cost him a considerable amount of time. And as fast as they turn this racetrack, in 20 seconds flat or so, you can lose a lot of time by having to put on the brakes and wait on a car to get behind the wall.
So Larry Pearson, moment, and it looks like Rodney Combs coming on for second spot. Rodney Combs in number 43, going searching for Larry Pearson. Presley pulls up. He goes into third, and 59, Dennis Setzer, falls back into fourth. Laps. There you see the 43 and the 59.
Boy, Robert Presley's hard in the gas. He's trying to get Combs right now. He runs really well. You talk about a guy that's going to move into a flush job. He's moving in to replace Harry Gant or take Harry Gant's place. I don't know if you ever could replace Harry Gant, but he's going to take over on the Skull Bandit, and he is just exactly like Harry Gant. Super nice guy.
Pushing himself around Johnny Rumley of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, in that 41 car. There you see Combs, the 43, and then the 99 of Presley as they close in on Larry Pearson.
Yeah, Larry, I think right now, just taking care of his tires, because we've seen most of the leaders make green flag stops. They're giving up so bad on long green stops that they feel they can change tires and actually make better time.
There you see him from 20th position, rolling his way up through into third. Presley sorted him out, waited a while, and made his run. Other foreboding skies up over the third and fourth turn, but we're more than halfway, so it's an official race. We watch Larry Pearson going down and getting himself stuffed into heavy traffic, and here comes Rodney Combs and Presley after him. They try to sort him out in the back straightaway. That's tight running. Moving in on Dale Williams in the 40, trying to put a lap on him and clear out.
Wow, look at Rodney Combs move in there, and right behind him, Robert Presley. I think he learned so much from the Hickory Motor Speedway of how to get through traffic. Robert Presley's probably as good as anybody when it really gets packed up around the front, moving in and out of traffic. I guarantee you Rodney Combs right now is about the happiest man in Myrtle Beach also. They need a good run. As I say that, Robert Presley fighting on that rear quarter panel trying to get by. He's already been up the front end in an earlier little scuffle down the front straightaway here, but it didn't seem to hurt the car at all.
The 15 back onto pit road. Dirk Stevens having his problems out here.
Breeze Lightning. Ah, that's a good sponsor for a race car, don't you think? Sounds good anyhow.
Sounds like a movie. Carolina Pride 250. Pearson trying to hold on to this lead, but he's under a heavy challenge from 3 others.
Most trackers can follow the trail only as long as the weather holds out. Unless it's a tracker spurred on with genuine AC spark plugs. AC plugs fire faster than lightning for performance so smooth, even the thunder claps. And that'll keep your engine on the trail to a longer life.
Call 1-800-AC-DELCO. It's like buying time. Save up to $11.60 on AC plugs and filters. And enter AC Delco's Brickyard 400 sweepstakes.
No matter where I park, it draws a crowd. It's a 55! It's a 55! 55. 55. This is one of the last real classics of our time. What do you think of the bumper, huh? Everything's original. And I take care of it myself right down to the oil and the Purolator filter. Pure oil now! It's a 55! So when someone asks me how I've kept up the engine, I just show them the Purolator. Purolator! I don't think it all fit.
Legends live.
55.
You got the winning color.
Make your engine last longer. Change your oil every 3,000 miles and use the newest Pennzoil.
Pennzoil has always stood by me.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts. Works like liquid ball bearings. And play Pennzoil's new scratch and win game. Over 4,000 prizes, including 10 trips for 2 to NASCAR's Brickyard 400 race in 1994 or 95. Pennzoil, the official motor oil for the inaugural running of the Brickyard 400.
At Stanley, we test the quality of our sliding mirror doors by opening and closing them over 100,000 times. This doesn't make for great entertainment, but it does make a great closet door. The Accent Mirror Door from Stanley.
This is the perfect time to try my new Polaroid Captiva.
Hey, where's the picture?
There's no picture? How can it be a Polaroid camera if there's no picture?
The Polaroid Captiva. The pictures stay in till you take them out.
Maybe if you shake it.
Yeah, shake the camera.
Saturday night on TNN, country legends Roy Clark.
Hello there, stranger. How do you do? I reached out my arms and I touched you.
And Loretta Lynn.
I've got your picture that you gave to me. And
Loretta Lynn, Roy Clark, the Grand Ole Opry Live. TNN, the Nashville Network, tonight.
Sixth caution is out. It came out when the number 16, Chad Chapin, spun.
Are as low as $2.99.
And this 59-piece Evercraft tool set is an incredibly low $19.99. So stop by your nearest Napa Auto Parts store today and get ready to roll.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Carolina Pride Budweiser 250 on TNN is brought to you by Napa. We keep America running. As we come about, we have now completed in the Carolina Pride Bud 250, Myrtle Beach. Let's see, get us 162 laps in the books. Got about 87 laps to go.
Randy, you got a little story we need to get to down to Randy in the pits.
Yeah, I just want to document the fact that Hermie Sadler made up a lap on that. But we're talking about Larry Pearson. Hermie made up a lap under the caution there. But Larry Pearson, working without a crew chief, hasn't had one in a couple of weeks. He's basically setting the car up himself. He has a very, very good crew here. Gene Hicks is actually listed as the crew chief, but Larry is actually getting underneath the car, setting up the car. And I was just talking to the crew. He came up to the shop earlier this week, and they said they put a radical setup under this car. He said, we're either going to win this thing or finish dead last. Well, he's doing pretty good right now.
I'd say. I don't believe I'd change a thing right at the moment. It seems to be working quite well for him. You know, he's a two-time champion in the Busch Grand National Series, and I'm sure they made a lot of notes that working with his father and all. I'm sure that he knows basically what goes under this race car.
Hey, don't forget, coming up Saturday, June 25th, TNN televises the Phase 150 Busch Grand National Race, Watkins Glen, New York, on the road course, beginning at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. Live motorsports action here on TNN. Getting set on a restart with Pearson in first, Coombs in second, Presley third, Dotter will be fourth, Dennis Setzer follows him. Then in sixth, it's Keller. In seventh will be David Green. In eighth, Bound. In ninth is Doug Heverin. And Stevie Reeves rounds out the top 10. Jeff Green in the Chad Little cars back there in 11th. Randy Porter is 12th. Elton Sawyer now 13th. We'll see Kenny Wallace coming out of 14th. Resendez is in 15th. Hermie Sadler in 16th. We're showing 16 cars on the lead lap as we get ready to fire them up another time. A lap down in the 17th position would be Fedua in the number 55 car, and then following him as we come to the green is car number 6, Tommy Houston, and then the number 74 is in 19th with LePage back in 20th.
Boy, Larry Pearson got a great start, but Rodney Combs is right up on his back bumper. Look at Ricky Craven, though. He's coming up out of that corner like a rocket. These starts like it is very important not to get caught up with lap traffic. Oh, we have a spin up here.
Dennis Setzer getting caught out of turn number 4, and he's underway again. No caution coming on. And all the way to the rear goes Dennis Setzer in the Alliance trucking car.
The good part of that, he didn't really hurt anything on the race car other than just spinning around, but it does put him in the back of the field, and that means he's got terrible track position trying to make up and get back up to the front.
On pit road, Hermie Sadler.
Boy, that cannot be good there. He just made a stop not long ago into the green.
Craven out of the first lap, 16. Here you see him in the number 2 car trying to close in on Larry Pearson, get himself back up into this battle.
Let's go down to Randy.
Boy, you got to consider that a tough break. Just made up the lap. I'm not sure if he got involved in that or got a little body rub there. They went to the right-hand side. Now they're going to change all 4 tires. Talking with Pearson earlier, they were thinking about pitting exactly after a green flag start. But as far as the Hermie Sadler thing, they must have had a possible tire gone down. They changed 4 tires back out, and the 59 car is on pit road as well.
The 2 car in 21st is a lap down and way on the tail end of it, but he's making them up now. Actually, he's 2 laps down, and Craven has just made one up big time as he went beneath Larry Pearson for the lead. Rodney Combs was about a second back. He's closed that all the way back up. Rodney Combs is now closing in on Larry Pearson. See the 43 right in there behind the 92.
Right behind Rodney Combs there, that's Johnny Benson. That's the ugliest car I believe I've ever seen on any type of racetrack.
Nice talk. poor thing.
I'm not talking about it when it's not injured, but that left front on that car is some kind. That's junkyard ugly.
That's Saturday night stuff.
But look how good it's running. That just goes to show you don't have to shine to work.
That's right. The old Navy expression, run it may, shine it must. Not through with his 74. That thing's working.
Yeah, they're starting to stack them up here. You see David Green there. He's trying to get track position. Right outside of him is Johnny Rumley going in the corner.
Roy Payne, the 27, is just pitted. Randy Porter's been in and out at number 35.
Robert Presley's car hasn't come back up to speed just so yet either. I don't know whether he's having a handling problem or maybe has the tire going flat, but he's dropping back through the field pretty quick here.
Yellow and green of Rumley's car, holding on out there.
You see his arm inside the car. He's waving. He's coming in the pits right now. I don't know what in the world could happen to the car. The Presley's down on pit road now.
Third place car, a moment ago. Robert Presley in. Here comes Robert Presley. We get the story from Randy.
Well, he's got David Iff, Winston Cup crew chief, now with this team. They're awaiting Robert Presley's arrival. He stops the car. I thought for a second, well, they're going to clean the grill. David Iff is going to the front. They're going to change right-hand side tires. A lot of damage on the front hood. So he's been in a scrape earlier on. They're going to go ahead and change right-hand side tires. David Iff is waiting for this jack to fall. He's going to tell Robert to go. He's gone.
So there's Presley bringing the Lumina back out. Let's take a look at the front of the field. There you see Larry Pearson showing the way, and right behind him comes Rodney Combs. Then you've got some lap cars in there. That 74, Johnny Benson, trying to get some laps made up. The daughter car, new driver in that car now. More on the story after this message.
Holy mackerel, I'm hungry. Hello, Plankton Pizza? Yeah, a large combination.
TNN Outdoors, the biggest fish in the pond.
Oh, and hold the anchovy.
Mr. Bill presents the On-Air Adjustable Awning, the perfect awning for your home. Easily operated from indoors, On-Air's patented dial adjusts the louvers to any angle, letting in as much or as little light as you like, while reflecting the heat from our intense Florida sun. On-Air's revolutionary design offers privacy, security, and storm protection as well. Our professionals can custom fit any door, window, or lanai in your home. Beautiful, practical, energy-saving. The On-Air Adjustable Awning, only at Mr. Bill's.
You expect it in a sports car. You get it in a lawn tractor, a Snapper lawn tractor. Power! Snapper offers state-of-the-art engines all the way up to 18 horsepower. Handling, shift through the gears or fly through demanding maneuvers with hydrostatic drive. Styling. This is one tractor you could buy just on its looks. Power, handling, styling. A Snapper tractor is like a sports car for your lawn.
With you at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. In the Carolina Pride, Bud 250, 179 complete, 71 laps remain. To decide this encounter with Larry Pearson continuing to lead. In the second position is now Rodney Combs, and third is Tom Peck in that car. That was the Bobby Daughter 08. He took over early on for the injured daughter, and he's doing a whale of a job up there.
Yeah, you certainly want to give a great call for Tom Peck. He's in a strange car, and right up there in the front, he's in third place. You know, you never like, oh, Randy LaJoie hits the tire barrier coming off 4.
Slammed it hard. You can see he pushed those two big truck tires out in there. Got down on the inside. Car went sideways on him. He may have gotten some help, and he took off a snout, I would think. Boy, that was a hard hit.
How can that car even roll? That was a hard lick.
He hit hard enough so it rotated him all the way around 360 degrees out of the sheer momentum of tagging that wall sideways. Tough car.
I think the replays will be pretty interesting on that little wreck there, because he might have had some help. That's a strange place to get into that tire barrier without a little bit of help.
And those tires really must have saved him. Take another look.
You see Dennis Setzer right behind him there. They just make a little bit of contact there, just enough to set LaJoie right into that tire barrier. Tremendous amount of damage to the front of the Pina car.
Tires saved the day. Speed shot will give you might give you an idea. Let's see here.
Those tires did exactly what they're there for. They worked. That's like the water barriers at Charlotte. I don't know how many people those things have saved, but those tires did their job. Now, they got to go back out there and get them in position, but that really saved that boy just then. If it hit that wall in the driver's door, it could have ripped it in half.
Down to Randy.
Well, the crews were talking, both teams that were involved in that wreck. Ricky Pearson over here talking to the FINA team. Seemed like a civil discussion. I don't know exactly what they settled, but Randy LaJoie's team waiting for him to arrive on pit road, and Bob Johnson, the crew chief, talking to him right now. Absolutely heavy damage on that car. They're going to try and bring it in to fix it. That's all they can do.
Without those tires, that would have been the clip and more. Here is another angle still.
Okay, you see the 20 car right there. Dennis Setzer got right in the back. He turned up trying to avoid him, but what happened there, I think maybe Randy kind of checked up a little bit. He was behind the car, and maybe the car in front of him slowed just a little bit. Dennis Setzer is not the type of driver just to run into somebody.
Bob Johnson, who for years worked with Randy LaJoie up in the Northeast, going to work. Back to us. Hey, tomorrow, noon, TNN, Wallace and Rudd bring them down to start. 500 miles of Winston Cup action right here on TNN. Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, Ken Schrader, all up there in front, and you'll see it all tomorrow on TNN. Join us at noon. We'll take a quick break here and then get back for more of the Carolina Pride Bud 250 Busch Grand National action.
If you're looking for a reliable place to service your car or truck, I've got great news for you. It's a Pep Boys Automotive Super Center. No matter what you drive, their ASC certified technicians are here when you need them, day or night, even on Sunday. For Raybestos brakes, TRW rack and pinion repair, diagnostic tune-ups, even air conditioning. For dealer quality service at prices you can afford, come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
I bought my car new in 1970. I drove a hockey team a 190-mile round trip 3 times a week.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
I took good care of it. And when I reached 300,000, I thought, I've got to be a pretty good car.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer.
The secret to long life is regular maintenance for me and my car.
Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
I don't believe that would ever happen.
Yeah, that would never happen.
From Little Caesars, 2 pizzas for $8.98, plus a free 8-piece order of crazy bread and a free 32-ounce Coke Classic. It's enough food to make a family meal into a party. Here's the choice, Thompson's now or rebuild later. Over time, water invisibly weakens unprotected wood. Used regularly, Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofer helps stop costly damage. Keep up your protection, maintain your investment with Thompson's now.
This is the perfect time to try my new Polaroid Captiva.
Hey, where's the picture? There's no picture? How can it be a Polaroid camera if there's no picture?
The Polaroid Captiva. The pictures stay in till you take them out.
Maybe if you shake it.
Yeah, shake the camera.
Just 63 laps to go in the Bud 250 Carolina Pride race here at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 7th caution right now as they continue to work on car number 20, and the word is out that up in Pocono, Pennsylvania, the Sportsman ARCA races, which you were to see this afternoon, canceled. They will be rescheduled for Thursday, July 14th, up there at the 2.5-mile track where the action is tomorrow.
They're showing 1 lap till we get back under green, but there's a lot of strategy being pulled right now. A lot of these cars need right side tires, left side tires. We understand that Larry Pearson may pull in when they come down for the green flag this time around. He needs the tires because a lot of people have come in and got fresh tires, and that's going to be the story in this race, I think.
Then Rodney Combs, now in second, would inherit the lead. Currently in third, it's Tom Peck in the Bobby Dotter car. Going fourth on this restart will be Kenny Wallace after the shuffle on pit road. Fifth, as they come up to speed, will be Jason Keller. Then going 6th is Elton Sawyer. 7th is David Green. 8th, as we prepare to get this green flag, Doug Hebron's there. Stevie Reeves looks like he's in ninth, not a lap down. And Resendez in 10th. We're showing 10 cars lead lap. There you see the 92 car. Let's see if he ducks in or takes that first one.
No, he's going. I didn't think he was going to do that. I heard that. That's kind of a. You kind of have to have something else going on to pull in on the restart there. See Johnny Rumley trying to make up his lap there. Setzer coming up on the outside.
Lap down, Johnny Benson is in 11th on that restart.
Here comes Pearson down the pit road.
Yep. One lap in. Pearson is in. Randy is waiting for him. Rodney Combs now takes the lead for the first time in the Carolina Pride Bud 250. Ooh, Hermie Sadler way out of the throttle and backing way down, coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, these cars are beginning to show a little scars of wear and tear. Back down to Randy.
Pearson is in for the two right sides. You know, Buddy, I question why he wouldn't come in right on the green flag, start there like that, because, you know, with picking up speed, he could have saved at least a couple of seconds, not questioning what they decided, but I thought they might have come in right on as they dropped the green flag, but he's one lap down now. But I think everybody's going to have to do it.
Whoa, we have a spin coming out turn 4. Jim Bound.
4 cars up toward the wall, grazing it, and got one car in solidly tagging that outside retainer. That was Roy Payne.
Yeah. This hadn't been his day. That's the second time that Roy Payne's been in the wall, and I'm not sure that either time was anything to do with his fault.
8th caution. Yeah, that definitely was not his fault. He was taking avoiding action, and somebody drop-kicked him right up into the concrete. So, another yellow. And on this sort out, on that start, Rodney Combs jumped out in front. Kenny Wallace went right after him in a battle, and I think Wallace has him. We'll wait and see how they line him up. Take a quick break here in the Carolina Pride Bud 250.
You got the winning color. Make your engine last longer. Change your oil every 3,000 miles and use the newest Pennzoil.
Pennzoil has always stood by me.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts. Works like liquid ball bearings. And play Pennzoil's new scratch and win game. Over 4,000 prizes, including 10 trips for 2 to NASCAR's Brickyard 400 race in 1994 or 95. Pennzoil, the official motor oil for the inaugural running of the Brickyard 400.
Steve Thomas is thinking about the perfect cheese for Wendy's new chicken sandwich.
So I'm thinking mozzarella.
Really? My first choice would be Munster.
It had to have just the right flavor.
How about Camembert?
Over mozzarella? No way.
Dave, think Gouda.
And it had to be delicious. Introducing Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme. A whole breast filet cooked golden brown. Mozzarella and a creamy Parmesan sauce.
Still thinking Gouda?
Not anymore.
Monroe Sensatrack. Road sensing shocks and struts. Designed to give you extra control during a swerve. Extra control over rough roads. Monroe Sensatrack gives you both extra control and ride comfort automatically. Monroe Sensatrack, like 2 shocks in 1. Call 1-800-STRUT now for a Monroe Sensatrack dealer near you.
Here's another split-fire breakthrough. Twin-core wire sets with a dual firing path to every plug.
Now, without touching a tool, if you've got 23 minutes and this box, you've got all you need to give your car 15 times the ignition power of original equipment wires. Supercharged ignition means more power at any RPM and more miles per gallon. Here's power that pays you.
More power and more mileage or your money back.
One of these hammers is jacketed in high-impact polycarbonate. The other one is broken. The fiberglass jacketed hammer from Stanley.
Athlete's foot is a predator. To cure it all, you've got to kill it all. Introducing Lotramin AF spray and powder. Full prescription strength medicine that kills all causes of athlete's foot. New forms, same killer results. Lotramin AF, the killer cure.
Jason Keller.
You're riding with Jason Keller. He sat on the pole. He's right back up in 4th position, challenging again to win it all after we have just gone through our 9th, 10th caution period. Looks like our 8th caution is just down. 8th caution thrown after Rumley had his crash. Take a look at the side of Mr. Piggly Wiggly here, number 43, Combs.
Yeah, Rodney Combs has run a super competitive race today, but that little problem there looks like it's more superficial than really something that would take him out of the race or anything. It looks like it was all sheet metal.
Here's what caused the caution, and we'll have Combs in front with Kenny Wallace in second on this restart.
You can't tell whether he had any help or not there. I would probably suggest that maybe he might have got touched just a little bit, because you usually don't spin at that part of the racetrack.
Another angle of it, maybe we can get more of the story here.
Well, that's just a little past whatever happened there. See Roy Payne, he was just avoiding the accident and got swept right into the wall.
Showing 195 laps complete as we get ready to go. And we'll have Rodney Combs back in front, Kenny Wallace in second. 99, Presley overheating.
Yeah, you can see that big water hole behind him there. That come out of the overflow on these cars. They run it right off the right rear wheel there. So anytime you see that in the pits after a car makes the pits.
We get set on this restart. We'll have the 08 car. That's that Bobby Daughter car that Tom Peck is driving, the DeWalt car. He'll be running in 3rd position as we'll come up to green. Then just behind him is Jason Keller carrying that onboard camera for us. Jason Keller for the Budget Gourmet people. The lap car in there is Hermie Sadler and Fedewa's car, and there you see Jason Keller in the 57 with the onboard camera. And he's looking up around those lap machines as he gets set to sail another time. In the top 5, number 44 rounds out that quintet. It'll be David Green out of Owensboro, Kentucky, in the Bobby Labonte car. He'll be back in 5th as they get set to go again. See the lap cars being pulled up.
They're still working on Robert Presley's car down in the pits there. They're up under the front of the car, so he's got damage. It's cutting off some of the airflow to the radiator somehow.
Lap to go as they jam them down here. Bring the lap cars up on the outside, and Sadler leads those lap cars up. He'll make a strike to try to get his lap back. The 44 car has been pretty well abused, and right behind the 44 is Elton Sawyer. He's running in 6th position. You can be sure he'll come out in a charge and try to get back into this thing.
Well, we got 2 races going now. We have cars on the outside lane there, like Hermie Sadler and Fedewa and so on and so on, that are trying to get their laps back and get in this race again and try to win this thing, because we're not getting that far away from the end of this thing, and everybody wants in that lead lap in case the caution comes out, so they'll be right back in the fight.
9 cars remain in the lead lap. This car drops in. Rodney Combs brings him down.
I'd say Rodney's going to see what new tires don't do for him, because he hadn't made this stop yet. I'm sure he wants to lead the race a while, but there's some of the cars that have been in the pits, and once they get the new on these tires, like Kenny Wallace, you see him coming up on the inside down the back straightaway there. That car is flying. He says the car right now is as good as he's had it all day.
Look at Sadler trying to take back a lap. Sadler being shown 2 back. Being shown in 17th position, down a couple.
You see Hermie Sadler just going by it well on the outside, and here comes Kenny Wallace. Boy, fresh tires on a short track really make a difference.
Kenny Wallace for the lead. Kenny Wallace presses out in front. Rodney Combs settles into 2nd. Fetto was 55. That car 2 a lap back. Actually 2 laps back. Scored in 18th position.
You know, I'm going to have to believe Kenny Wallace when he tells me things. He made an adjustment earlier in the race to make the back end of the car just a little bit stiffer, and that loosened it up just a little bit, and it seemed to put him right on the money. That's a little piece of aluminum hanging off the back of Stevie Reeves' car there. You can see it hanging off the left rear corner.
Look at the 96. Stevie Reeves hanging right in there, up to 5th. Keller goes up on the outside of Tom Peck. 3rd place struggle.
Ooh, David Green got way out there. The car got sideways. Elton Sawyer checked up, and no harm done. They're back to racing.
He's trying to get sorted out of that traffic. Now there are 202 laps complete. That'll hanging off car number 96, Stevie Reeves, out of Speedway, Indiana. Ooh, inside and moves on Tom Peck in the 08.
Yeah, David Green's starting to rumble now. It's getting near the end of the race, and he's starting to pick them off one at a time. It's time to move. He's taking care of the car. It's time to try to move up to the front.
That rear panel has been taken off car number 96, and Reeves is coming back on. Kenny Wallace out in front, and then can't take your eye off this one, can you?
You better not do that. 2 wide will work. 3, that's another caution for us.
Craven relentlessly charging up through and hoping for another caution. Give him a clean shot at making up another lap, buddy.
Yeah, that's Jason Keller falling back there. I don't know what's happened to that car. I don't know whether he's on older tires or what, but he's falling back through the group there, and he's just not able to keep up at the moment.
The 2 car is shown as a lap down, as 1 down. He's strapped on some rubber, and he's flying. Here you see Rodney Combs in the 43.
Look at Elton Sawyer on the outside there. He's going by Rodney Combs just like there's no problem to it, but that's fresher tires. And on the short track, once you get those tires, you look like Superman for about 25 or 30 laps, and then all of a sudden reality hits you. You get on them old slick ones again.
Tom Peck is on pit road in the 08, the Bob Dotter car. Rubber going on that one, buddy.
Yeah, Tom Peck has really done a super job to keep that car out of trouble today. He's been in the middle of about 4 or 5 wrecks and managed to get through every one of them. He's done a great job, but this pit stop looks like it might have took a little longer than they wanted it to.
This at lap 2:08. Here's Kenny Wallace. Car that the one here is the Candy Bar Company car a year ago. Remember that one, Jeff Burton?
Oh, yeah. That's a great race car, and the tradition goes right on. Kenny Wallace is ready to move up the Winston Cup next year. And quite frankly, I'll be glad to see him do it because he'd get my job if he hung on long enough.
Yeah, he's going to be up there tomorrow. Here's 71, the old teddy bear. And he's in having a little nap right here, about a 15-second one.
Boy, that
put
seems
him
like,
right back out again.
That seems like 4 hours when you're sitting there, though, and that left side's up like that, and they're working on the car. He's got more problems just changing left sides.
Yep.
They've been working on that car quite a while for Kevin LePage.
They've gone all the way around on 71. Here's the 8 car. Last one. There it is. In serious hibernation at this point is the old teddy bear.
Oh, man.
Kevin LePage, you know, his wife Donna is his crew chief, and she's been with him all the way up through the racing years. They're a great couple, and that's not a happy time for them. Here's Kenny Wallace, his last win, that thriller in Martinsville, Virginia. As he drove past Nemechek and Bound and all that crashing, smashing stuff on the finish line.
Well, Kenny Wallace is doing everything perfect right now. He's not abusing the tires. He's running a very smooth line around the racetrack. What he needs to do right now is just be very patient and let the race go like it is, because right at the moment he has the fastest car on the racetrack, and he's not abusing the car getting there.
Well, as you saw in that picture right there, the 8 car coming off turn 1, the 71 LePage, the teddy bear. No picnic for a teddy bear out there today. It's back on the track. Oh, Larry, Pearson, and Resendez. How do you do? Thank you. Goodbye.
Well, that's part of short track racing. It looks like Resendez has already been in a couple of those little altercations, but that was all done in one wreck early in the race. As we speak, Randy LaJoy is going back in the pits. He's got a tremendous amount of damage on that car. I'm surprised it's even running at the moment. He hit the tire barrier coming in the 4th turn up there pretty hard.
That 46 car, they're all beginning to take on the look of a quarter-mile track here.
Yeah, the doggy camp getting an eyeful right there. You see Houston there, one of the better short track drivers in the United States. He's done it all. He's just a little bit off today. He hadn't made a real run towards the front.
The interval first to second now stands at 4 3/10 of a second. 212 complete. We're inside the budget gourmet car. Jason Keller. Hasn't he given that car a ride? Set it on the pole.
He has. He's being very patient at the moment, too. You notice he goes down in the corner. You can watch his right arm there. It'll come up about You start out at 10 and 2. That's about a 10 minutes to 4 in the corner there. But he's real smooth with the steering wheel. He's not fighting it, because you start sawing that steering wheel, you talk about the tires going away. It's going to take me about 5 or 6 laps, and you're like you're on grease.
Running in fourth position, Keller has some second-place finishes, 6 of them in his career, still looking for that first win. And here comes that number 2 car making up another lap for attempting to, Ricky Craven. Front of him, Virginia, Hermie Sadler. What an outstanding young driver this is. Here's Craven trying the inside now on the black number 8 of Kenny Wallace. There. Found a hole. Can he get through it? Made it. Craven's still a factor in this one, buddy. I mean, he's just driving away.
He's driven himself back into it.
Back with more in a moment.
Great American Outdoors, next on TNN Outdoors. If it got any closer, you'd need earplugs.
The crime problem in the United States concerns all of us, but the most alarming crimes are those committed by our nation's youth. Many of these juveniles lack direction and positive role models. I'm Dan Miller, your representative in Washington, and I urge you to get involved in the lives of our young people. You can make a difference. Big Brothers and Big Sisters, Junior Achievement, the Boys and Girls Clubs are just some of the many fine organizations that need your help. Call and volunteer with a youth group today. Let's keep our kids on the right track.
Troy-Bilt introduces a completely new mowing line for 1994, including the all-new Troy-Bilt wide cut mower, 50% wider and twice as fast as ordinary mowers, with a big 33-inch cut, super easy steering, and a twin-blade mulching deck. You'll mow faster, trim closer than ever before. Plus, it's backed by a full 7-year warranty, exclusively from Troy-Bilt.
Anderson's is the area's only Troy-Bilt dealer. We're located in West Bradenton. Call us at 792-1122.
We're back with you. 29 laps to go. There you see the black number 8, Kenny Wallace, setting sail in first place in the Carolina Pride Bud 250 from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, here on TNN live on a Saturday night. Coming up tomorrow on TNN, don't miss live Winston Cup 500-mile championship racing. From Pocono, Pennsylvania, Wallace and Rudd will bring him to the line in another great Winston Cup confrontation. Don't miss it, right here. Well, on this sort out, it's still Kenny Wallace's race to lose. He's got that first place spot. He's trying to hold on.
You remember that Rodney Combs was running a real close second just a little while. He's a lap down already. That's the difference in making your tire stops at the right time. You've seen Kenny Wallace just go by him with a little or no effort. He's about to put another really good car down. Our pole winner, Jason Keller, another lap down.
And we should mention that Craven has made up those 2 laps. It's official. He's back in that lead lap. And, of course, he is now praying to see one more caution come out. That's the last thing Kenny Wallace wants to see.
You bet on that. Both of them are praying for different ends of this deal. You can believe that.
The Lord is torn. Now look at Rodney Combs trying to get that lap back, and the inside seems to be the way to do it. That's where Craven found it, down at the bottom there.
Well, Kenny's got to be really careful not to let anybody rattle him right now. Pick up that throttle nice and smooth up out of the corner and not really saw around on that steering wheel. I don't think Rodney's going to make that lap up. If he does, so what? I mean, he's just back in the same lap again.
But the interesting situation is, you look at that white car back there just behind the 43. That's the second-place car. And there lies the story for the moment. As number 38, Elton Sawyer of Chesapeake, Virginia, giving these pictures in the Ford credit car, goes after Kenny Wallace.
Well, he almost won the race in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. I think he ran out of laps there. He had a superior car right near the end of the race, but just couldn't make her all work. But he has really pulled down on Kenny Wallace right now. If he gets up to him, we're going to have an exciting finish to this race.
Well, there you see. Remember, this 43 is trying to make up a lap. Got it right there. Will he keep it? He does indeed. Kenny Wallace stays in first. But here comes Sawyer challenging for the lead.
Did you see Kenny Wallace's car turn completely sideways up off that corner? Now, that's the danger of this. If he starts to really trying to overdrive the car now, he really will get tires hot.
New leader, buddy, is Elton Sawyer of Chesapeake, Virginia. He qualified 4th. He's on his way. He's got the lead for the moment. Lap 232. Elton's in front. 181 starts since Elton Sawyer won a Grand National race. Will it turn around today? This one isn't over, and there have been so many lead changes thus far. That would be the, what, 11th lead change among 8. Oh, they're going to update that to say 10 drivers? Wow, pretty good show.
You got on
50
that.
laps.
Elton Sawyer's got his hands full right now trying to put combs down the lap, and you see Kenny really gaining up on him there going in the corner. Now he has to be real careful himself. One little slip and Kenny get back up under him. He has to abuse his tires to get back by Kenny Wallace again. So he's got to drive the car. It's his race to give away or win now.
Brad Aiken's car looking strong for Elton Sawyer.
Boy, that's a tremendous shot. We know where to put our cameras. We go racing with the guy leading the race here.
Right. Got a snail's view, but that's no snail's pace. As we run out the laps, Kenny Wallace is holding on and staying right there, about 3 car lengths back from Sawyer. Tom Peck stays in third.
Now, you probably wonder why Rodney Combs just don't get out of the way, but he's still trying to get himself in position in case they had a caution. He just might win this thing, so he's trying to stay in that lead lap. So he's racing Sawyer as hard as he possibly can.
There you see the second place car, Elton Sawyer. Now showing third, Jason Keller. Up to fourth, Doug Hebron in the 75 is having a great day. And that should bring, well, I'd almost say Robert Presley back up. Remember, he was in for a while. We'll check these positions down one more time. Top positions on the field.
Well, if they have another caution, this kid, Ricky Craven, has checked out. He is a half a lap ahead of the lead car, and just a moment ago, we pointed out he'd got back in the lead lap. He is pouring it on, but I don't know whether he has enough time or not.
239 complete as Elton Sawyer continues to lead. Kenny Wallace stays right there in second, and Presley, look at that. He's in third, and here comes Ricky Craven after him. This looks like the start of the race, buddy.
Oh, I tell you, Ricky Craven, he's letting taking that race car anywhere he can to get every position he can.
Craven, number 2, is in fourth, and here he comes underneath Presley.
Oh, that's a good move. He's up under him. Good clean pass. Going down in the corner, he'll let the car sweep back up, take that preferred line away from Robert Presley, and down the back straightaway.
Tom Peck in the 23, the Chad Little car, stays fifth. Showing 5 cars in the lead lap now. 5 and only 5, buddy, as we sort this one out.
10 laps to go. Elton Sawyer's got to run the smoothest race he's ever run right at the moment and take care of those tires. You see him go down in the corner now. He knows that it's been a long time since he's won a race, and look how smooth he is. Now that's ice water there. That's the way to be. If he is fighting that thing and all, I'd say, well, he might wear those tires down and maybe lose this race. But he's moving up under Dennis Setzer down the front straightaway here just to smooth. The car is doing everything he wants it to do.
There he is, just sliding beneath Dennis Setzer. Elton Sawyer stays in front. Wallace is in second.
Yeah, it's about time he starts hearing little noises that hadn't been there the whole race, too. Elton Sawyer. Once you get a good lead and you know you're pulling away, you start hearing those little ghosts in the back of the race car.
And the 2, Craven. He's on the move.
Oh, that's without a doubt the fastest race car on the racetrack at this moment. He is flying up through traffic, but Elton Sawyer is doing what he has to do to win this race right now.
There's
not panic.
There's Craven, and he's contained the 99 and gets himself a 3rd place. And what a show he's put on out here in that DuPont car.
Well, that's not a surprise to anybody who tunes in to Busch Grand National Racing. Ricky Craven's a threat every week. He's won the pole several times this year at different races. He's one of the few 2-time winners on the circuit this year.
Going for 3, but it looks like it's going to fall a little short for that and be just a great night for Elton Sawyer here in South Carolina. Back up front, there you see Elton. Lights on around the Speedway as we get down to the close of this one. every Saturday night and see some great NASCAR racing right here in Myrtle Beach.
One thing Elton Sawyer's got to really be concerned about is these race cars on real hot tires now, and I'm noticing the lap-over cars are beginning to hang them out in the corner. He does not want to get in an altercation with a lap-over car.
Got himself a pretty handy advantage over second place by 4 seconds now as he draws away in the final moments from Kenny Wallace in second. Craven has taken third. Presley finds himself in fourth. There you see the Kenny Wallace car just coming out that corner and down the main straightaway for turn 1. As we get into the final laps, been a thrilling race right here to the last moment. I'll bet you'll have a good one tomorrow, buddy, right to the flag. With that Winston Cup cast.
I tell you, lately it's really been something to do. The races, everybody says, you know, you guys are really having fun up there. The reason we're having fun is the people on the racetrack are doing great jobs for us to talk about.
So Elton Sawyer and the crowd comes to their feet. This is a real race crowd, ready to give a standing ovation of appreciation as coming to the line down here to our left. Everybody's up to welcome Elton Sawyer of Chesapeake, Virginia. White flag comes down on car number 38. Elton Sawyer scoops into turn number 1. Final lap for Elton.
Oh, my God. You won't
down.
believe there was a wreck right in front of him. He's up in third gear. He's got to get going. Here comes Kenny Wallace down the back straightaway. He had to absolutely stop and start shifting gears again.
I couldn't believe it. I thought that the whole thing had gone off for him. Checkers are down, and Elton Sawyer had one last heart palpitation out of turn number 2. It was, oh, my heart, there's somebody there, and he gets through it, and he wins the race. Great moment for this great team. Elton Sawyer and company, victorious here at Myrtle Beach, but he had that last heartthrob, that final lap. Boy, what a moment.
Man, I'm going to tell you what, when I seen him stop, I said, that thing can't be blown up. Thank goodness he got through there.
Take a look at this, buddy.
This is the last lap coming through. You see Doug Hevron and Presley get together. Doug Hevron comes around.
Good night, nurse.
Yeah, well, you see all that smoke. If you're leading that race, that looked like the end of the world to you.
It could have been the end of the world.
Look at Elton Sawyer. He's shifting gears there. He had actually stopped further back down the racetrack here and shifted and then started back running again because he could see Wallace coming.
Pumping those pedals like it was an old church organ.
You got it.
Elton Sawyer pulls it off. You'll meet him in Victory Lane here on TNN after his successful jaunt.
Sure, you got a state-of-the-art entertainment center. A fully interactive home theater. Even got a gourmet delivery service. But have you got what it takes to be a mountain man? All it takes are the 2 cool beers of the Mountain Man. Smooth Busch beer, easy drinking Busch Light. So, be a mountain man. All you gotta do is head for the mountains.
Racing legend Richard Petty gave us an incredible challenge to try and start his toys.
All my toys.
All at once with a single diehard. So we hooked up all 9 engines, and the diehard started every one.
All at the same time.
But would it still have the power to start this big toy? Here's diehard. More power when you need it most.
If you're looking for a reliable place to service your car or truck, I've got great news for you.
Now with Pep Boys, $5 rebate on Gabriel Pro Rider shocks. Struts, $10 rebate.
Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
This is the perfect time to try my new Polaroid Captiva.
Hey, where's the picture?
There's no picture?
How can that be a Polaroid camera if there's no picture? The Polaroid Captiva. The pictures stay in till you take them out.
Maybe if you shake it.
Yeah, shake the camera.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Carolina Pride Budweiser 250 on TNN has been brought to you by Smooth Busch Beer and Easy Drinking Busch Light. Busch, the official beer of NASCAR.
was back before it was a Grand National as such today when Elton Sawyer scored a victory. He's had 6 second-place finishes, but today he's really put the capper on this one with a brilliant ride here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Let's go down for our Stanley Winner's Circle interview with Elton Sawyer.
Elton Sawyer, let me shake your hand. Congratulations. A great day for you and your entire team. You guys have worked long and hard for this.
Well, thank you, Randy. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Mike. I just can't say enough about this whole Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease team. You know, first part of the year, things looked pretty slim. You know, I thought I was going to have to go back to BD and start carrying tires again. But BD, good luck tomorrow, buddy. But I'm going to be home resting. Guys really did a heck of a job. Bob called one super race. You know, I really made a big mistake there, and I don't know if Randy just didn't get a good start, but I jumped underneath him. It was my fault, and, you know, I had to get these guys back to victory lane, but this feels great.
You gave us a little thrill on the last lap there, too. What was that all about?
Well, I noticed we got away from Kenny just a little bit, and those guys were really racing hard in front of us. They were racing for a position. I just didn't want to, you know, get tied up in anything. If I had to stop to miss them, that's what I'd have done.
Well, Patty Moise's wife, of course, standing by. This whole entire team. Patty, I know you got to be thrilled for this young man.
I'm so happy for him. You know, he's been in a position to be able to win some races and just had freaky things happen. And this will be in a first-year team. I can't be more proud of the guys and Ford Motor Credit and the whole deal. It's just great.
Sounds just like a driver interview.
Yeah, sure did. I'll tell you, that's the first of many great things to come for this organization. Bob Aikens, as well as Bob Sutton, the car owners. This team absolutely thrilled. It's been a long time coming for Elton Sawyer. Ken Squire?
Well deserved, huh, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine having a wife that drives a race car? Can you imagine the conversation they must have at the dinner table tonight?
Can you imagine?
Yes, I can. They're both good, I'll tell you that.
Let's take a look at the AC Delco point standing board here in the NASCAR Grand National ranks. Craven stays on top, David Green in second, Kenny Wallace third, Hermie Sadler fourth, and Robert Presley in fifth. And there are the numbers unofficially as of the reading here in this Carolina Pride Budweiser 250. As we get down to roll this one to conclusion, Baker, final thought from you, sir?
Boy, I tell you what, just give me a good old short track any day. I love it.
There's nothing better than a Saturday night at the races, and that's what TNN has brought you tomorrow. As you take a look at the top 5, it's off to Pocono, Pennsylvania. Mike Joy joins you live at noon to bring you all the great action of the most competitive automobile racing in the world, the Winston Cup on TNN. Don't miss it. For Randy Penn-Merton, I'm Ken Squire. For Buddy Baker, hey, great working with you. Hope we have some fun some other time.
A lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay, that's it. Good night from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and the Carolina Pride Bud 250.